Okay, I'm back. I've updated Clip Studio, and it indeed does allow you to load in your brushes. I am kind of worried though that it might not have done anything for me because, okay, for example, this brush I'm currently using is the one I use in Photoshop. It does kind of feel that way as well. I won't lie, that there's a lot of jagged edges on the brushes in Clip Studio. I'm not sure why that is or how to fix it. It just isn't clicking for me. That being said, for painting purposes, it might actually be great because all my brushes do seem to be a bit better. At least working. For example, I use this brush a lot when painting, and it seems to work well. This one isn't quite right. This should be a lot more fluid. But maybe I have something I can do to fix that. This is working more or less as intended. It's fine. This is fine. So yeah, the brushes are a bit weird, but working for the most part. That being said, I feel like there's still some discovery left because, as I said, I do not have the perfect brush in Photoshop so there is no real point in importing the brush because the one in Photoshop was not working for me, which was why I did it in the first place. I decided to try Clip Studio out in the first place. So but again, I feel the best have to get used to the brushes, but I feel very inaccurate, which is a very big deal when drawing in this style, because I need to use the eraser to get my edges right, and you need to be kind of accurate. If not, you won't get the line weight you want. I'm not sure. I mean, the blocking is fine, I think. Okay, let's try a different thing. Wow, it's so slippery. One thing I am noticing though in this new version, maybe some things are hidden, but but my tool hardness is only on brush size. Yeah, that seems to be a thing for the Photoshop brushes that I imported. I only get to change the brush size for some reason. I'm not sure where the other options are. Maybe I need to window sub to detail. And brush shape, brush tip. I'm not sure. Maybe if I turn on color mixing. But the color hasn't been my issue, so there's no need to do that. Maybe... What's bugging me? I feel like maybe some stabilization would be nice. But I don't know how you turn that on. Brush. Maybe it's just me and correction. So there is some stabilization apparently. Adjust by speed, stabilization mode. Okay, so there are two modes. Reduce stabilization when drawing quickly and when drawing slowly. I don't tend to do slow lines, and it wasn't slow lines, so let me see if there's a difference. The end is a bit much. Yeah, see how it's forcing that this part isn't me. We'll try it out like this and see what happens. Yeah, I'll need to look at some videos on how to handle this. But for now, let's just draw something. Whoa. How does this look? Oh, okay, that's good. Alright. Let's try. Let's attempt to draw something. Oof, now the anti-aliasing is even worse. What's going on? I don't know. It's the same brush. I really need a redo button. It's been bugging me for a while. I used to use a wheel that was on my gaming pad that I use for my keyboard shortcuts. And the previous one I used to use was called the Razer Nostromo, the infamous Razer Nostromo, and it was great. But I abused the keypad so much it died on me. So I got a cheap Razer Tartarus, the first version, and it's horrible. And I'm kind of stuck with it for now. That's the eraser. brush is just not doing it. Nope. Something feels so off with the entire studio. Oh boy. Maybe there is a way to get this to work. Wow. But for now it's not. Oh my god, that's so tedious. What happens if I... do I have... These are the same. This is worse. I would like to have one brush for... Oh my god, give me the good line. Okay. No. That's a problem. Though then again, maybe the size of the canvas I'm working at is going to actually make my brushes less responsive. Because I am already at 100% here. So maybe I should be working bigger. You know, in Photoshop that does influence. Oh my god. Okay, well, the lines are just all busted. So what I'm gonna do is see what happens if I increase the canvas size. How do you even do that to yourself? Oh my god. Okay. Change canvas size, but that's not going to increase my image size, which I would like as well. Is that a... Maybe there's no option for that? I'm going to assume there's no option for that and just change canvas size and increase. Okay, so we're currently 2,400. Let's say... I hope it's locked. Let's say... Nope, it's not locked. God damn it. How do you lock my width and height? There's no button to lock it? What is this? What is this app? Oh my god. Okay then, let's say 5,000 by 5,000. I swear, it just doesn't make any sense. Where is the lasso? No, that's not it. Maybe this is a magic wand shrink. What is this? Oh, lasso. There we go. Oh boy. I can select you and expand selected area. Nope. I'm just gonna go to this. No, I get to move you, but no, how do I make you big? Delete, undo, scale, rotate. Oh boy. Okay. Deselect works. Oh boy. Okay, let's see if we can. I'm not gonna lie. I feel like I preferred the previous brush. The dense watercolor brush for this. Maybe I should start there because this is giving me really lines that I really have to control, which defeats the entire point of painting in this style. But now that I know that I can import my brushes, I think I'll just take my time to see if I can make a decent brush in Photoshop and then import it here and see what happens. Is there also a way to change my brush tip so it doesn't, every brush appears as a cycle on canvas, which I don't like. I like to know if I'm switching between brush or eraser or at any given time. Anyway, yeah. So let me try to clean this up. It's a lot more difficult than I would like. It just feels awkward. Okay, so let's see. What if I try the dense watercolor, which was this? This dense watercolor does have a very hard round vibe. Gives me a lot of cleaner edges. Or blotches. Let's see. I need a thin line over here. Can I get one? I can, but the curve isn't great, so I'm not getting a good curve edge. So my edge are very angular and down into curving. But yeah, it does feel a lot better to use the watercolor one. So maybe I can start there. So if we're going to work on hair, for instance, I would do this. Erase, paint big. Yeah, the thin edge on the other brush gives me a lot of messy lines that I do need to clean up. So I'd rather have my lines be fatter, but I don't have to clean it up as often. But then again, I can't seem to get really thin lines with this. So. Damn it, let's just try to design a bit. The hair. Yeah, not this one. This is Persona music. Oh boy. It's a remix. I've I've heard the lyrics multiple times, but is she saying jalapeno rice? Is that what I'm hearing? Because I'm like, that can't be the lyric. You know, that can't be it. But maybe she actually is saying jalapeno rice. I'm still hearing jalapeno rice. I don't know. Maybe I'm just hungry. This is not it. This it's just look at how thick all the edges are. I'm finding it really hard to get thin lines like the ones I'm doing right now. What a waste of time. Kind of caution. Okay. So if yeah, this maybe I'm supposed to be using a different tool. I'm not sure. This is not working at all. I can't. It takes the feeling, you know, that horrible feeling when you're painting digitally and it just feels off, like you're not really drawing. It takes that and multiplies it, so it feels really, really, really awkward to paint like this. Maybe it's just one of those things you have to get used to, but I don't think that's right. I'm not sure anymore. I don't know. No, it's just this is not it. Was this? No. It's too much. No. Your round brush. Okay, so imagine I was just using it's just the one brush is just gross. The lack of control is ridiculous. Yeah, look at that. It doesn't even have a size. Okay, so this is just your basic round brush. I'm assuming everything is turned off. What if I set brush size to pen pressure? Okay, then what if I ink? Okay, let me turn on color mixing and see what happens. It's just no. Brush shape. Brush tip. Hardness. Okay, what does hardness do? So, a soft brush versus a hard brush. Does the harder brush give me a gross? Yeah, the harder brush just gives you that gross edge. But is that because it might be because I'm zoomed in 33%? What does angle do? No. I would rather it not reach 100% opacity. I don't know anymore. Watercolor edge correction. It's not, yeah. Oh boy. This feels awful. This is why I hate trying to figure out apps and why I've been sticking with Photoshop for the longest time. It's not because it's the best or even a good program. It's just you have to fight and struggle to get the other programs to work the way you want them to. And I hate that feeling because once I turn on my Photoshop or any program really, I just want to start like the reason I got into digital painting is I want the entire medium nonsense to get out of the way. You know, it's not important for me. Like I want everything to just disappear, go out, get out of the way, but I have to keep fighting and keep being reminded that I'm not painting on paper. I have to struggle with everything. Yeah, this brush isn't it either. I don't know what to do anymore. What does this do? See what I'm talking about? If you see the eyes, all these stray marks, That specific reason is why I don't want to use this brush. The edges are way too thin, and when I'm trying to, the way I usually work with this painting style is that, oh my, is that I'll create a blotch. Yeah, I'm having a hard time doing that. Let's say I'm trying to do a cycle, right? If I was trying to do a cycle, I'll just create a blotch, which I'm having a hard time doing right now for reasons. Then I would erase it. Then, yeah. And the more control I have over the eraser and the brush, the better I can make the lines. The thinner I can make the lines in certain points, I can make the taper. But like in Photoshop, I would get a much cleaner cycle, but I can't do it here. Everything is so hard to control. Like, oh, this is tedious. I'm not gonna lie, I've actually been considering going and trying to use paint tool side. That's and you know when someone goes, maybe I should just use paint tool side, you know a person has given up. And don't get me wrong, I think Clip Studio can have some really nice tools, especially if you are going to attempt to do comics, which was the plan in the first place. But this ain't it. The brush is for me. I can't find it. I can't find a brush that isn't. It's not only the brush. Everything just feels wrong. How do we do this? That's 20. The earliest in there. No, this is. Oh, damn it. This brush is what we in the business call not it. Why does it do that? Why can't I draw a cycle? What is... I'm just about to give up and let's go back and switch in Photoshop. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I won't do it quite yet, but it's I really need to figure out how to fix this or how to use this It would be so cool if I could. I'm not gonna lie. It would be so nice. How do you even create your own brushes in this thing? Maybe someone has an inking brush. That works for me. So, brush 1, this is a line. Brush 2, won't even let me get a line. Brush 3, you're just so slippery. Stay put. Just yeah, I think I'm gonna have no choice but to use this. But if I'm using this, I feel like I need a bit more control over it. So I'm going to open this up to detail and see if I can, if there's a setting I can touch that will help. Brush shape. Thickness, angle. What does this do? I need to know. There's just so many options and I don't know what they do. What does this do? I'm not sure, but I do wish the brush's tip was narrow. I'm so confused. It doesn't feel right. This doesn't feel right. This doesn't feel. Maybe. Do I know anyone who uses Paint Tool? I mean, not Paint Tool, Clip Studio. Maybe I could ask for help, but I don't know any. I think all my friends are actually Photoshop users. That's because most of them are illustrators and don't do much comic or drawing. I'm a bit agitated, I'm not gonna lie. Okay, you know what would be nice? Let me try to do a study and see what I can do about it. Or if I can figure out what's giving me issue with the app. So I'm gonna delete this layer. And then let me grab a reference. Okay, grab some reference. I'm gonna try to replicate this weird cat from Persona. This is a cat, right? First, I need an ellipse. Some ugly edges, but okay. Oh, wait a second. Wasn't that a thing? File pen pressure settings. Draw with the pen again to check and adjust pen set pressure. You can make I don't know what just happened. I think that was a calibration. That might have been helpful actually, I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, I remember having issues with this app, and then I realized that it wasn't really picking my tablet properly, and I thought it was the let's see. I'm not sure where I found it though. Maybe it was a thing on the previous one. Let me go to preferences. Fuck. Let me try WinTab and see if it changes. Oh, nope. Preferences, and please give him television back. Tablet settings, input frequency, prefer quality, prefer speed. What does that do? You would think it would be slower, but it really isn't. I like this music is like really accurate for what's going on inside my brain right now. Preferences, prefer speed. Touch, no, command, interface, performance. Table, camera, canvas, I don't know, a lot of stuff I don't care about. Okay, let's continue and see what happens. Think we did some calibration. If the eraser is really going all over the place, I wish it wouldn't. I'm not gonna lie, the brush all of a sudden feels a lot better. The eraser does not though. So what if I change my eraser from this to let's just suffer with it. Now it's not time. I need to literally upload my entire brush to the eraser part and do the whole thing all over again. Yep, I mean, but it's kind of important for my eraser to be accurate. Okay. And the brush I'm using and in the eraser, okay, so if I go to the eraser right now and import sub to get my brushes in here. Brush, eraser, okay. Then I take this and it should paint instead of erase. Yep. So I would have to go to detail, sub to detail, go to ink, blending mode, erase. So now you should work as intended. Still shaky, but better. Oh my god, is it happening? Is it finally, are things finally making a bit of sense? Why does this feel a bit worse now? Maybe it's the size, I don't know. The eraser feels better. The brush needs work though. I like this song. It's Phoenix Wright. I haven't played any of these games, by the way. I just know them from listening to a lot of video game music when I paint. Some stabilization on this on the painting brush would be great. If I paint the negative, so yeah, when I paint in this way, all I'm doing is working with positive and negative space. I treat them all as the same, which you know, I don't treat the eraser as an eraser. The eraser is just a brush. It's the same. It's the brush. I'm not cleaning stuff. I'm creating. Like for example, I could create detail with that. You know, it's not really cleaning. It's just using white to paint. I guess would be a good way of putting it. Okay, oof, this eye isn't quite right, but I still haven't flipped everything. So knowing me, everything is probably skewed to the left for no reason. But that's fine, this is a study. If it was an actual illustration stuff, I would care. But things being skewed doesn't really affect my line weights. But yeah, I'm actually glad. It feels like I've progressed a bit closer to what I was looking for. I was getting kind of frustrated a second ago because this is what I mean by it just needing a bit of stabilization. It's really hard to get a proper. I have to go with good enough. There's no way I'm gonna get. Like, it doesn't read my curve very well. Let's say this is fine, even though it isn't exactly what I'm saying. Put that there. I need a smaller one. I wonder how the brush size algorithm seems quite different from Photoshop. I need to do a lot more work to get my brushes to be smaller. Look like there's more. It goes through more options. Like it goes one by one, maybe. To zoom in there to get anything resembling her. More or less. I think what I should do is attempt to do all my studies like this, in this style. That way, use no matter what I'm doing. That way I get to practice it until I get to the point where I can start doing illustrations like this on this app. If my mentor was here, she would be so angry at me right now. I have this really annoying tendency of My accuracy is really terrible, and she always lets me know that my accuracy is way off base. So right now I can see that I'm painting a bit off than what I should do. I mean, it's fine for this, but like she would probably tell me to redo it. It's funny. I have gotten better over the years, but I still struggle with the most basic things like seeing stuff. That's why I decided to do more and more lines, because that way I'm kind of forced to see things. You can run away from having to be accurate when painting. You know, you can just hide stuff in the shadow or do a lot of tricks to make it look nice, even though it's not accurate. Anyway, oof, I'm getting kind of hungry. The reason why I'm hungry right now is because it's 7 p.m. and I haven't had breakfast yet. I'm not particularly bright. There are times where I'm sitting there painting and I'm like, God damn it, my lines are so shaky. What is going on? Why are my lines so off? And then it's simply because I haven't had breakfast and my hand is literally shaking and I don't notice. Oh, you know what would be cool? You know how Persona 5, how the Persona series have mascots? It would be cool if we had a mascot for the channel, wouldn't it? I mean, it would be cool, but that sounds like a lot of pressure. I don't like doing branding stuff. It's like, oh yeah, you gotta find the one logo to represent it. Like, well, I might like it this week, but next week I'm gonna be like, I still haven't found a fix for the YouTube issue of me not being able to see my chat when I paint. Because I've checked and there is no button to. Oh. I mean, I can have a pop-out chat, but I can't have it obviously be in front of. So I need a second window or something. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Anyway, let's finish painting this thing and call it quits. It's decent. The study is decent practice. No zoom in there. I'm still feeling some inaccuracies though. Yeah, but after the calibration of the tablet, it's nowhere near as horrible as it was before. I swear. It's like you want these drawing apps to work like directly out of the box, because you can never tell if the app is working as intended or if there's an issue that needs to be resolved with it. So I could just get angry and leave the app thinking that it's busted or it doesn't work for me. But when in reality it's just I need to mess with some settings somewhere. Thick, thin. We're going to be a lot quicker at this though. Maybe with time. Now, the original art of this is by Shigenobi and it's just so clean. It's gross. Okay, we'll zoom in here. I love the way he does the shading. I really love the way he creates form and lighting with just two colors. Like knowing what to put in the shadow and what to bring into the light is kind of important.
tree frog. It's ordeal, the trial to survive.
The way Shigenori also does details is impressive, and he implies them with just a couple of dots.
In my time, there'll be no one else. Crime, it's the way I'd like to you. I'm still in a dream, snake eater. I'm still in a dream.
I'm assuming this is a Metal Gear Solid song, but it sounds like someone is trying really hard to do a James Bond. Yep, Metal Gear Solid 3. I have never played any of the Metal Gear Solid games. I'm not a quote-unquote gamer. I just think video games are just inferior movies when it comes to narrative. So I'm only there for gameplay loops, and the games with actual fun gameplay loops are not many. Especially nowadays, all of them are trying to do the same copy-paste, boring. Like I remember, I was hyped for Cyberpunk, and when it came out, I just saw gun, car driving. I was like, oh, so it's just more copy pastes of GTA, and I'm like, did anybody sit down and ask if any of this was actually necessary to tell the story the game is gonna tell? Because your gameplay loop isn't interesting, so what are you offering, you know? I personally find it really weird. But yeah, that's why I do enjoy games that have an interesting mechanic or gameplay loop, like Disco Elysium. I liked that. Yeah, Undertale. I like that as well. I do like the Dark Souls game. The gameplay loop is satisfying, and you know it knows better than to start telling me stories, because the moment you start telling me a story and making that like an important central plot of your game, I'm going to judge it the same way I'll judge a book or a movie or something. And they just can't compete as of yet. Their story is so cookie cutter and boring. You don't have a lot of time for dialogue and stuff. That's why I think Dark Souls got it right. That's probably the best way to tell stories currently in video games. Having it be in the background and for the player to discover on their own piecemeal. But by the way, that's not me saying that movies and books are superior. I'm very critical of movies in particular as well. You know, I don't watch most movies. And the ones that I do watch that are awful. I'll tell you they're awful. I.e. Guardians of the Galaxy, and 90% of Marvel stuff is just boring. My siblings and I are actually thinking of doing a podcast where we talk about movies, because we all enjoy movies to some degree or another, and for the most part we have spent most of our childhood watching movies and talking about them. So we just decided, hey, what if we just turned on a mic or something while doing that? I'm not sure when we'll be able to get the chance to do that, but it would be really nice to do. I have opinions, as you might have noticed. The my favorite movie of the last couple of years that I've watched is Knives Out. I'm still waiting for a movie to surpass Knives Out. And lately, I'm not impressed by the stuff I'm seeing. I'm spending too much time on this pouch, where you can tell that Shigenobu probably did it in like 30 seconds and then moved on. Okay, that's not completely fair. It does take some time. Yeah. That being said, this year the movie I am looking forward to the most is Edgar Wright's Last Night in Soho, something. I'm a big Edgar Wright fan, and I've been waiting for this movie for a few years now. Though I'm not going to lie, Baby Driver was a bit of a disappointment, so I'm kind of worried that Last Night in Soho is going to be not great. But hopefully it is, because Edgar Wright is like one of the few directors I actually like most of what they do. I thought the Cornetto trilogy was awesome, particularly Hot Fuzz. And I love Scott Pilgrim, of course. Everyone loves Scott Pilgrim. So yeah, Baby Driver was, I mean, like, it was all right, you know. It was very pretty, I think. I like the color-coded characters. I like the music choices. It's just the storyline is kind of like, you know, been there, done that, so I'm not particularly excited about it. What was it? Yeah, the whole, I don't know, straight romance, girl in diner, blah blah blah, boy with like a dark past that's, you know, is trying to protect the girl. Like, it's like we've been here, you know, and there was like no twist or interest. So it was, and also the third act of the show was kind of poor in my opinion. And that's just something about movies in general that I've noticed. They tend to like mess up the third act, the final act, and it kind of is the thing that the audience goes home with, and it kind of like sours the entire movie, for me at least. Like, you did this great stunt, but you couldn't stick the landing, and it's like, that's all I remember. I'm also a big Tarantino fan, and that's also one of my issues I have with Quentin Tarantino movies. Like, you do everything so well, and then it comes to the ending, and he doesn't quite stick the landing. Once upon a time in Hollywood was a prime example of this, where it was like the slow burn movie that nothing much goes on, and was really nice, and then he had to like Tarantino it up for the last act, and it really felt out of left field and made no sense unless you knew a lot about the Charlie Manson family. Going into the movie, the narrative of the movie though make it seem very awkward. So that was unfortunate. The exact same thing happened in The Hateful Eight, where the third act, everything just like, sure, there's a lot of violence and gore and whatever, and I don't mind that. It works. For example, it worked very well in Django Unchained. But like, you need to present it to the audience in a way that makes sense. But he just tacks it on the end when sometimes they have no business being there. All right. Whoa, what's going on? I think this. Doing designs like this is also also a really great idea, because that being forced to design with just two colors makes you have no choice but to think about shape and readable shapes, which will end up giving you a really strong design if your shape is really readable without colors, with just only two colors, rather, white and black. In grayscale, of course, you could have a million grays and have it read as well. But your silhouettes need to be on point for this to be for this style to work. And I'm assuming that's what they did with Persona, because the designs of the characters were really stellar. I keep saying this, but I need to stress that I haven't played the Persona games now. I have the art book because I'm a Shigenori fan. I would never play a Persona game, I don't think, unless the day they add an LGBTQ romance option or something. Then you can call me. Until that day, I'm kind of never gonna play a Persona game. Anyway, let's see. More or less. I mean, Shigenori's version of this character is a lot cleaner than mine, as expected. I mean, here's the thing about studies: you're not going to match the original, but you're supposed to, the point isn't to make a better drawing than Shigenori Soejima. The point is to learn from him, and I am doing that. Also, I am gaining the confidence with the. I still think my brushes are in there, but I am slowly getting the hang of the brush. Shigenori's lines are also very crisp, where when I paint a huge brush stroke, it gets very wobbly, the brush. So I need to find one that doesn't do that. Let's see. Oh, the tail looks fun. Like so. I mean, more or less. Like I could clean it up and try to make it look better, but you know,
Some hope for the future,
it's not too bad.
some wait for the call to say that the days ahead will be the best of all. From out of the darkness, the future will come. If we leave the past behind, we'll fly beyond the sun. We will build bridges up to the sky. Heavenly light surrounding you and I. Hope shines brightest in the dark where nothing's ever seen. Lighting undiscovered places no one's ever been. Some hope for the future, some wait for the call to say that our destiny will be the best of all. Hope shines brightest in the
I mean,
dark
I think
where nothing's ever seen.
I think this is close enough, no? More or less.
Lighting undiscovered places no one's ever been.
But of course, this is fairly easy compared to like painting a human character and getting it to look right, especially if you are designing at the same time. It's a bit of a complicated technique. It looks simple, but designing, worrying about lights and form and everything at the same time is just very hard and it will take some time to get used to, especially in a new art. Okay, so we erase this. more or less. Alright, how long have I been streaming for? 2 hours. Well, I think I'm gonna call it quits and then we'll have some breakfast. Oh boy. So thank you guys for watching. Before I leave though, I need to talk about the next big illustration thing. So I think I know which one I'm going to paint next. Yeah, so but it's going to be a huge illustration. It's going to be very complicated and it's going to have a lot of animals. So it's going to take me a while, and I'm worried that this might be me punching above my weight. So but you know, that's never stopped me before, but I'm just really worried that it will take longer than usual to get right. But I do intend to stream the entire thing, so once I've done some sketchbook designs and compositions and get the details right, I don't like starting illustrations unless everything is very clear in my head. Once I've got that all sorted out, I'll be sure to start streaming it. Until then, see you guys then.